So welcome to all of you, and also to all people watching online. So I will talk about logistics, and people will be coming because the other talk is just ending. Come inside. So today and tomorrow, I would like to talk on how we build an awesome logistics solution for wholesalers and retailers. It has been some years that we are working in this matter, and I just wanted to picture here that of course we are doing Odoo. It's an ERP, and all applications are interconnected, and even if I talk about logistics remains interconnected with the sales, with the purchase, with all the e-commerce integration, like shopfloor also, EDI. There will be a talk also on EDI with Simone. And then, of course, at some point you need to invoice the customer. You collect also some bills. So today, my talk is about how we optimize the logistics in this landscape. I'm Jacques-Etienne Baudoux. So I'm a freelance architect, and I design a solution for several customers. I'm on the Odoo ecosystem since many years now. I run mainly projects over Europe in many countries. I like to travel, so it's a good opportunity also to visit different countries. And on all the projects following the time, we have had the chance to meet very experienced people in logistics that allow us to build a solution that is really nice, I think. I'm a major contributor on the OCA, and I'm now also a PSC on logistics. So the solution initially, it's a long story, but some years ago we decided to work together with Camp to Camp to group our experience about the different logistics projects we have encountered. And the idea was not to build a solution for one customer, but to think what is the logistics, what you can do with Odoo, and how to build something that is not answering a specific use case, but that is answering some common use case we have faced so far, and stop doing a specific solution for a customer, but try to think about making an engine, and an engine that allows to answer different use case, different challenge. And so we started with a major project together, and now today we are running multiple projects with different customers. So it proves the solution is quite scalable and not only tackling one specific use case. So in this collaboration with Camp to Camp, there was also a Christian that kickstarted with shopfloor, which is a barcode application. And we are welcoming anyone that wants to participate. So last year we had Axon joining on the stack that provided a lot of improvement and also help on the migration. And we have Michael Titz here in the room who also participated a lot the last year on the stack. So as we are on the OCA and the purpose is to all collaborate together, I wanted to thank all the persons that contributed to the stack. So it's not something I've done on my own. It's collaborative work, and this is very important that we have many companies using the solution we have designed, that they can find their benefit with that. And so there'll be a small applause for all the ones that are part of this. I forgot to say that my talk is divided in 3 parts. So today I will concentrate on everything that is going inside the warehouse. So how do you structure the work in the warehouse and how you execute the work. Tomorrow it will be more about how you pilot the warehouse. So as a manager, how you control who is doing what and how you distribute the work in the warehouse. And then there will be a last part about the shipments. So how you manage all the trucks and the transportation. So let's start. I put some topics. It's not an agenda. It's all in any random order, but it's some topics I will talk about. I think the best thing to do is first to teleport to a warehouse, because I would like to make this talk looking at the challenge we face with the customer and how we solve with the solution some specific use case. I'm starting with a typical medium warehouse where we have some shelves, we have some pallets, and typically we are collecting many orders, or they are selling goods online. And the purpose is to prepare the sale order. And one of the challenge here was that you can still order until the morning and you get your delivery in the afternoon, because we are in the healthcare sector and there is a demand for being very quick in providing the goods to the customer. So to achieve this, there was a demand to be very efficient in collecting the goods. So of course the typical stuff you do in the warehouse is doing the picking. And it's impossible to just go in the warehouse, pick for one customer, and then package the goods, and then go for the next customer. It's taking way too much time. So first, of course, we want to follow a path that you can guess from the red arrow. And the purpose is to go for a walk of about 20 minutes. And during this walk, you will collect the goods for the delivery you want to do. So they have multiple trucks leaving after each other, so it's important to collect rapidly all the customer or the first truck leaving the company, or leaving the warehouse. So for this, we first work by picking the sale orders, and we do that by running what we call cluster picking, that allows to collect at the same time multiple sale orders. So just checking the time, how it's going on. Okay. I try to prepare a small demo. It's good to see in real. So this is a shop floor, maybe a small talk about shop floor. So shop floor is a barcode application we developed some years ago. And the purpose is to be able to define different scenario that you want to run in your warehouse. The scenario comes with a predefined list of actions you have to perform, and the purpose is that you give the menu, one of the menu, to someone, could be anyone, and is able to execute exactly what we are asking him to do without any training or very few training, especially in the warehouse where they like to work with people coming for a short amount of time. Especially if you have a high season, then you need to hire plenty of people, give the scanner, and they need to work in the warehouse very easily, and it should be intuitive. So that's for the user experience. Now for the integrator experience, it's a piece of software that you can configure. So you can configure different profiles, so different group of users. You can configure the menu. On each menu, you can define what is the scenario that is applied, and this relates, of course, to some operation types in Odoo. So I will just make a small example with cluster picking. So first, I need to scan the batch. Am I connected? Or I'm not connected? Yes, perfect. that's a good start. So I have configured it very basically. What I have not said is responsive application, so it can run on any device. And it will also run on smartphone, on a barcode scanner or whatever. And it will run like an application. So you don't see that you're running inside the browser. That's just the principle of a progressive application. So I'm a worker, and I want to pick with the cluster picking. So first, I'm not deciding what I'm picking. I'm just asking the system what is the work I need to achieve. I click get work, and I receive, because I just place in my system some sale orders, and the system decided that I have to prepare those 3 sale orders. Then I can start. And the purpose is to have very limited screen with few information. We always have a title explaining what you're supposed to do, an input with the information that telling you what you have to scan. This is also configurable, so there is a lot of improvement that has been done lately to improve the message, to also be able to configure, because some companies, some warehouse, they would like you to first scan the location, then the product. Sometimes you can directly scan the product. And also, it's combining different information collected from the location and the product. So, for example, if you go to a location where you have multiple products on the location, just scanning the location is not enough. It's not telling exactly what you're taking. Same with the lots. If you have different lots, you need always to be precise in what you're taking, and this application is guiding you. So I have to go to this location to take a blue pen. I took a box of some pens. I scan my product. It's also telling me about the different packaging. This is very important. It's all based on how you configure your master data. But in warehousing, usually it's not about taking single pieces. It's about taking some large amount of pieces. It's in box. It could be on different level. It could be retail box. It could be a handling unit. It could be, I don't know, a complete pallet. And then based on the product information, the system tells you exactly what you need to do. So here, typically, I need to take one box, which is my box here, that I just scanned. And then I need to place that in my trolley. So I have typically a trolley with different location. This is represented by barcode. So these are the 6 places I have in my trolley. I will scan one location, and I put my first product inside my trolley. And now I need to go to the same location, I think, for the same product, probably for a different customer. I scan again the box. You see here I need to scan a different destination because there is no destination specified. So I will put that on a different location. Now I need to scan a different product to a different location. I will go to my new location and take an office lamp. So I don't have an office lamp with me, but just a barcode. It's enough. And you see here now I need to place this lamp in my B location of my trolley. So probably it's a product for my second customer. I just put it there with the blue pen. And then again, I need to take a lamp. And this is for a third customer. Remember, I had 3 customers at the beginning. I put it somewhere else. And then I need now a pedal bin. I don't have a bin with me, the pedal bin. Okay. This is for my first customer. And then I'm done. I picked my 3 customers. Everything is sorted. I have my trolley with 3 place orders. Everything is filled in. This was a very simple use case. Of course, if your place order is too small, you can put that on different place order. The system remembers where your customer is located. And then you need to unload this at your destination so that someone can afterwards pack and label all those products. So I need to scan my destination. And it's done. So that was the first use case. Back to slides. I was talking about the trolley. So what we have improved recently is that now you can also declare different picking device. So sometimes you need to deliver a pallet. Some customer, they want to get a pallet and not a goods in box. And then you are able to, or it depends also on the volume you need to pick. So if a customer order for volume of the size of a pallet, you will not put everything on the trolley. That would be stupid. It's a lot of time to unload the trolley. You just put everything on the pallet and then you just can wrap the pallet and send that to the customer. So the new steps, you can now declare different picking device and define the constraint, like how much compartment you have on the device, what is the volume, what is the maximum weight. And based on this, there is inside the system an engine that will compute what is the best picking device based on the first order that you have to do. And then if you select a pallet, you will only do one order. If you select a trolley, depending on the volume of each order and the amount of compartment, the system will compute how much orders you can process at the same time. Next challenge. So the first challenge here is to not be afraid of heights. Welcome to the high bay. So we are now in one of the most expensive city, and as it's expensive, they build warehouse particularly, and then you end up being very high with your machine for collecting the goods. So the main difference here is that now instead of having my walking path always going through the shelves, I work with a different way, which is what we call the zone picking. So basically you are in one row of the warehouse, and the purpose is to collect everything you need from this row. So it could be because you have a machine and the machine cannot switch the row. It could be some robot, doesn't matter. The purpose is that, or it could be even manually. We use your forklift, you choose one row, and you will just pick everything from this location, from this corridor. So it's a completely different way of working. So instead of working per sale order, now we work per sale order lines. Why? Because one order could have product on different corridor, and you don't want to go through each corridor. You have your corridor, this is where you work, and your job is to collect everything you have to collect in this corridor. So for this we have a different scenario, which is the zone picking. So how it's working, basically you choose the zone where you're working. If you have a barcode or QR code at the entry of the zone, you can scan it, or otherwise you take it. And you see here the amount of operations. What I have not talked about is that we have different priority on the operation. Maybe something I can explain later a bit more. I'll just go first for a picking. So I see here I have 3 corridors. I have 3 sale order lines here, 2, 1 there, and 1 here. Let's go to the first corridor. And I need to take some products. Doesn't matter in which order. The most important is that you collect everything at the end. So, but still, you have some priorities in what you need to achieve. The priorities are given by the date, and this is controlled on based on when the work was given to the operator, and also based on some priorities that could increase. Typically, if you start working on one sale order line, you want to fulfill the complete sale order, and then all the other lines will increase their priority. So I'm picturing that with sale order, but it's not a sale order, it's the picking itself. So if I start taking the blue pen, which is from I don't know which sale order, all the other products will be of more importance in order to not start plenty of different picking and never finishing any. So you can order here based on the location or based on the priority. You also get some information about the weight. I've not put any weight in my demo system, but otherwise you would see the weight. You can also see if you take everything from the location. Why? Because you start with an empty pallet. And if you want to collect the goods, you first need to take an empty pallet. And then you will put the goods on your pallet. But if there is one location where you need to take everything, then maybe you can first start to go there. You don't take an empty pallet, you just take the pallet with the goods from this location. And this scenario, in fact, relies on the operator. We expect him to be a bit smart and to find what is the best way to collect the goods. If you need a small piece and then a big piece, you first take the big box, and then you put the small box on top of it. You will not do the contrary. So let's just do it. I scan whatever line. Let's start with the pedal bin. And I need to put that again on my pallet, typically here. Sorry, doesn't matter. Yeah, I used this one already, so let's use a different one. So now I took one product, I put it in my pallet. I can take a different product. Let's take my lamp. I put it again on my pallet. I go to this location. Yeah, in reality, it's going a bit slower, but here I'm moving very fast in the warehouse. And then I put again on my pallet, and now I've collected everything I had to collect from the corridor, and I can unload at the destination. Or I could even switch the corridor because I still have some place, just to make it quicker also for the demo. And then I also need to, in this corridor, take an office lamp. Let's do that quickly. I put that there. My office lamp was that one, sorry. And the last corridor, then we picked everything. It will be fine for showing next what we want to see. Pedal bin, this one. And I put. So you saw there was some message also. If you do an error, it's telling you you're not scanning the write-ups. Some people, they like to do that also in the warehouse. They have plenty of stuff in front of them. Instead of reading the screen and to find out where is the done product, they just can beep, and then until it's green, they know they have to find the right product. It's sometimes very convenient. You want to be quick. So now I need to unload at destination. So this is the pallet I was using, and I need to unload this on destination. I think I forgot to print this, so I will just copy paste. Okay. That was the zone picking. I will just show you a bit how shop floors is looking like in the backend. So in the backend, we have the profiles. So you can have a list of profiles. Typically, usually you will tell the people to work inside one profile. It corresponds also to the machine you are using. So if you are using a forklift, you can do some operation in the warehouse. And if you have this specific machine in the high bay, you can only do operation in the high bay. You cannot go to the shelving, take whatever you want. So you choose the profile that dictates you what you can do. And beside this profile, then you have a list of menus. So you just configure the different menu you want to have for the user. You link that to an operation type. And then Okay. We have different configuration available. So I was probably a bit quick, but also I think I made very simple orders with just one piece. But you can either work by just scanning the location of the product, and this confirms that you have taken everything, or you can now work by JITIN. This is a new feature we have put recently. So working by JITIN means that you need to scan each piece you take. So if you need to take 10 pieces, you need to scan 10 times to confirm you take them. But if you scan the box of 10, then the system by the JITIN of the box knows that you have taken the complete box. And if you remember, we saw on the screen the different packaging. And based on the packaging, you see if I need to take one piece, one box, or one pallet, etc. So the purpose is to give to the user the best information to be efficient. And yeah, if you want to have good control on what you take, some companies, they like that operators can the JITIN to confirm each piece. Then we saw that when I was scanning, I was putting that on a pallet, on a trolley. So this is modelized by a package in Odoo. And this package that you use will be put as, of course, a destination package on each of the lines. And at the end of the process, you can now decide to automatically unload this package or not, depending on what you want to do afterwards. So sometimes you're happy to have a pallet knowing that you have everything ready. So for example, if I take the first case where I sorted everything in my trolley, I definitely don't want to screw up my trolley. I will keep it. And then the next person can just scan the first place and start packing the goods. But sometimes you just have to collect the products and to bring them somewhere, and you don't care about what was the device you are using. So maybe it's your own forklift that you're using, and you have a barcode on your forklift. So if you go to the destination and you unload the product, you still keep your forklift with yourself, and you go to the next operations. So you want to unload this forklift in this case. And so we have also the possibility to say that when I place one product from one order in one location of my trolley or on my pallet, to say if I can combine multiple customers or if you need to separate them. So I was at the beginning explaining that what we try to achieve is an engine that you take the control of it, so you have to configure the engine to define how the process will be executed in the warehouse. And once you have done that, the purpose is that the person executing the work cannot escape from what you have defined. And this is very important. I think it's probably a main difference from the new barcode of Odoo, where you have a lot of possibilities. Here, the purpose is really that you have to execute the scenario you're given, and you cannot do something else. I will not go through all the options. The best is that you install shopfloor and you dig into it. So there are several scenarios also. I'll just come back to my slides. Let's quit this idea. Third challenge. So we had this medium warehouse, we had this crazy vertical warehouse. Now we enter another level. We enter a warehouse of 50,000 square meters. So if you want to go from one side of the warehouse to the other side, you better take your bike or whatever. Or if you go to run, you don't do that by foot, you take a car. So at some point, when the warehouse is big, you cannot work anymore like you worked before. And it will be also the same if you have some conveyor in some big warehouse. So here, the main difference is that it's impossible to collect sale orders. Why? Because you would work way too much in the warehouse to collect, even if you would do the cluster picking, collecting multiple orders. It's not anymore 20 minutes. It's way too much time. It's completely inefficient. And then we had to develop a completely different strategy, which is working by product, as you can read on the slide. So the way of working is that you have workers collecting any product that is needed for the customer, and they bring that to a zone, a staging zone. And this staging zone then will behave like a small warehouse. So you just bring everything to a location, and then there you can do the picking like you are used to do in small warehouse. And then the main difference here is that you don't work anymore by sale order, and this is a big difference because this was a big challenge also, because when you confirm your sale order, what you get is all the different steps coming from the pull hole that will tell you you probably have to pick first. And this picking contains lines, and inside the lines, it's all what you had in your sale order. But here, as we want to work by product, we developed a module that allows you to have picking, and inside one picking, you have one product. So when you collect one product, you know that you work only on this, and also it prevents to have conflict with different workers. And so you will have basically one picking per product, but it doesn't matter, and it will grow. If you have 10 customers ordering the same product, it will all reach the same picking. And the beauty of this is that in Odoo, I don't know if you know the feature, but there is the merge feature. So if you have different moves for the same product with the same condition, all the moves will be merged together. And instead of taking 10 times the product, so having 10 moves, you end up with only one move for 10 pieces. And this is exactly what the user wants to see. If I have 10 customers ordering, I don't know, my box here, I just one move line with just take 10 box. So we achieve this also by first doing what we saw with the zone picking. The zone picking allows to divide your warehouse in different zones, and then each worker collect the goods in its zone and bring the goods to the staging. The problem with that, when you have everything on the staging, it's all mixed together, of course. You never cared about the customer. You just have plenty of product in front of you, probably on pallets. So I took a pallet, I collected product. So the advantage is very efficient. I just go collect the goods, I bring my pallet, I take another pallet, I collect the goods, I bring the pallet. And then you have plenty of pallets around, and you need to sort that. Seems crazy, but it's also very efficient in such a big warehouse. And so we developed a completely new scenario, which is the sortation. And in fact, we call it single product transfer. Easy name. Why? As a worker in the warehouse, what I will do, I will go to a first pallet. Let's do that together. So this is where I first bring all my goods with my zone picking. I just did not long time ago. And then what I see, depending on what I scan also, if I scan a location, I will see everything on the location. If I scan a pallet, I will see what's inside the pallet. So we tried also to provide some feedback to the user to know what he is expected to process. So here I know that I have to process 15 pieces. So if I look at my pallet, I have 15 pieces on my pallet. And if I process like 10, there is a problem where are the 5 pieces missing. So I don't know exactly what I picked before, but basically I have in front of me real product. So in real life it's easier. I just scan one product, an office lamp. And what I have to do now is sort the product. So I will choose one location, an empty one, because I'm starting a new customer. and I will bring that to this output location. Then I need to process the next product. I scan it, again on the office lamp, and this is for a different customer. The system tells me there is no specific destination chosen yet, and this you see it there in the yellow bar. I will scan a different destination. I scan again product. Yeah, I processed all the lamps, so there should be no lamp scannable anymore. Let's go through the pedal bin. And you see here now the system is telling me this product is from the first sale order, and you need to go to this location out N1, which is a physical location. And I know that now this product goes to that first customer. I scan this location. Let's do that again. This one is for the second customer. Oh, and I have this screen telling me now that the second order is complete. Why? Because I'm processing plenty of goods all around on plenty of pallets, and at some point you have sorted everything from one customer. The system tells you, now it's ready for packaging. So either you put a mark or you have something that tells the next person that it is ready, you print a paper, or you just look at shop floor that will tell you for the guy that is doing the packing that this pallet is now ready. But at least sometimes it's interesting to get some feedback telling you that, okay, this is now complete. And then I can continue. This is for my third customer. No pedal bin anymore. And then I have my box for my first customer. I finished my first customer. Oh, I finished everything, sorry. The progress bar is gone. Everything is processed. The pallet is empty. I have nothing to scan anymore. Of course, without physical product, you don't figure that immediately. So this is a different way of working. I think it's very interesting. It's also something we face on different warehouses. Sometimes you purchase a pallet with plenty of goods, and all those goods are for different customers, and you need to spread all the goods to different locations. So it's quite a big challenge because Odoo initially is not thought in this way, but still we figure out how to put that in place and to completely change the way you approach the work. So just quickly, because the time is going on. We saw that now we have a different way of working, and in fact, what is important to understand is that in the warehouse, we want the best of all the process, and we don't have one process. So if you go to the warehouse, you can choose that you can deliver in 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, and that's it. But basically, based on the product, on the packaging, on the type of order, on the transporter, sometimes you want 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps. Maybe there was a complaint, you need to add a step for doing some control, in between control. And then you cannot do that in Odoo with just configuring your warehouse. So for this, there was a proof of concept we introduced last year. Now it's live, it's working on different projects. And this is the routing flow. So basically, what it is doing, it's doing 2 things. First, it's allowing you to choose how many steps you want to have to give the applicability domain, so what are the conditions to apply this process. And what the system is really doing is that it's changing the location where you will bring the goods, and based on that, when the pull rule will apply, it will pull the right route. So what I forgot to say is that it's in fact an engine to generate plenty of routes and picking types. So once you have generated that, And it's quite easy to just configure the different process you want in your warehouse. The system generates everything for you. And then when you confirm your sale order, the right process is applied. That's the first thing. First thing is that this is based on everything you know in advance. So all the conditions you know, it's something independent of where the goods are located in the warehouse, and this affects basically all the operation after the picking. Then in the warehouse you can have a different zone. I was talking about the different corridor, but you can have really big different zone. You could have a different building. And then just a side note that we have some module to declare the different locations, so you can properly configure your location. You can also define some constraint on your location, like this location you cannot have multiple products or multiple lots or multiple package. And then here a picture like 3 different zones. And what is important is that my products can be located anywhere in my warehouse. I don't know where they are located. And basically what is my starting point is just a picking. And then my picking needs to find where the product is. And that's where we have the removal strategy and the reservation rule. So the removal strategy is provided by Baudoux. It's a FIFO. And the reservation rule is sometimes you can define to say where you want to favor, from which location you want to favor that you will take the goods. So you have different strategy, like for example, if you lacking space, you could favor emptying some location. If you need a complete location, you could say I want to favor full bin location, or you could favor some boxes. So for example, if I need to take a box here on one location, I have maybe 10 pieces or 5 pieces and 7 on the other location. I don't want to go there. I just want to go to the location where the products are in boxes. And the same, if I need a pallet, I want to go to the location where I have a pallet. I don't want to collect boxes and to rebuild the pallet if I have a complete pallet. So this is breaking the first removal strategy. So you sometimes are happy to break the FIFO just because it's convenient and it's quicker to manage different use cases. Typically, if you serve some small and large customer, the small will order you small pieces, the large will maybe order pallets, and you just don't want to reserve from the same location. If you need a pallet, maybe you will take that in the overstock and not in your ground floor, because you just take from the overstock and you bring that to the output. So you can configure different reservation rule. It's in cascade, so you can choose which one apply after the other one. And now that you know from where you reserve the goods, we need to classify the operations. So that's where we have the dynamic routing. On the dynamic routing, what we are doing, we are looking on the location where we reserve the goods, and we are reclassifying the picking. So if I just take here, what you see here in my pick operation is called unclassified picking. And after my dynamic routing, it will maybe say it's a pick in the overstock or pick on the ground floor or pick over there. It's very convenient to classify in different operation types because it's concerning different machine, different operator, or different person, different workers. So that's all the purpose of classifying all the work based on where you are reserving. Just a side note, it's also possible to add some steps. So for example, in the high bay, when I collect my goods, I cannot bring that directly. The machine is blocked in the high bay, so you first have to put the goods to a specific buffer location, and then someone else will take from that buffer location. So it's possible that in some case, it's just not one pick operation, but you have multiple steps to bring the goods to the end of the picking process. Also, one thing, the dynamic routing is not only for shipping the goods, it's also when you receive the goods. It's the same process. So you can also reclassify the incoming goods. So If you need to input a pallet somewhere, you like to have a put-away pallet operation. If you need to put away plenty of small boxes, you like to classify that in a put-away mixed pallet, where you will work differently, and this is also applicable. This is what we saw with my demo of the sortation. So it's possible to sync different picking. So when I process the first picking, all the other move lines were changed to tell me where I have to put my next product. Priority, I'll go already. You first do one sale order line. Everything is increasing in priority. Completion info. We saw the blue screen telling you that it was completed. With a checkout scenario where you can either create some package or you can even just control and end up with raw products. We also created a module that allows you to easily print anything at any stage. So that's also very convenient to say when I pack, I want to print this document, or if the customer needs some custom declaration because he's abroad and need to also print this document, you can declare your different printers. We have the concept in shopfloor of workstation. So the workstation is where you work. So when you start working, you can say, I'm working at this checkout workstation. The system knows that you have those printers. It will print the right stuff on the right printer. So if you have a label printer and an A4 printer, it will route the stuff properly. And also you can declare what are the different reports, what are the different attachments, because when you connect through the API to a transporter, usually you collect the label, it's put as an attachment, and you are able to print this attachment automatically to the workstation by just declaring on the operation type what you want to print. Replenishment. There is also a new cool module for managing the replenishment. So we have some products on the overstock. We need to bring them to the ground floor. For this, in Odoo standard, you can define some rules on each product. It's really annoying because you have to declare one for each product. So we created a module that allows you to declare the rule on the location, and that is applicable on all the products that are concerned. And we have different modes. We can work either in real time, either with a cron, or to do it manually. The advantage of this is that you can really, so for example, just take an example. I need to pick something on the ground floor because the system decided that this is where you have to pick the goods. But the goods is not yet there, it's still in the overstock, so someone needs to bring the goods from the overstock to the ground floor, so that's where this will trigger. Typically, if you're ready to pick the goods, this will be triggered in real time, because you immediately need someone to take the goods upstairs and bring that downstairs so that you can take it. But that's the first case. You need to be quick because someone is waiting for the goods. The second case with scheduled approach is like, for example, you know what is your stock level, and you know that based on the average sales, you should have like 30 pieces on the ground floor for this product. You're below, you trigger once a day a replenishment, and then someone has the time to do it. So we have different level of replenishment possible. You can configure all this. Here you just have an example, and you can give the priority on the different level of replenishment. So, there's a lot of information for just 1 hour. So now I have brought all my goods to the dock. I'm stopping here for today. Tomorrow we can see how we ship the goods. Any question? That was a lot of things. Yes?
Is it possible to set average plus some percent or something? And always try to keep extra there.
Sorry, there?
Average sales plus some extra to try to keep some buffer?
Yeah, so there is a report that exists that allows you to compute the average sales. You can define different profiles because you can classify the product in different profiles. You can also base that on different zones. So, for example, if you're a fridge, you want to compute some average sales on the fridge to compute specific replenishment. And if you have different zones, you could apply different conditions. And you can provide all the level of configuration to say, I want this method to compute how much I need to put based on, I don't know exactly what's the mathematical formula, but it's taking an average plus some variance multiplied by I don't know what to tell you this is how much you need. And this is also based on ABC. It's something I'm not talking about, but there is also a big importance. You don't manage your A product the same way you manage your C product, and you cannot apply the same formula for computing what's the amount of products you need in your warehouse. Yeah?
Is it integrated with the standard replenishment screen, or is it totally apart?
It's apart. But the purpose is that you never need to look at the screen. You just configure the rule, and then the system will generate the jobs to just do the work, and then you just need to do the work. Yeah?
In which version are they available, those modules?
Yeah, so I forgot to repeat the question for the people online. I hope they hear a little bit. So the question about the version, so it's available on V14 and V16 mainly. So not everything is available on the two versions. So there is a huge work being done to migrate to 16, and we still improve some part of the stack on V14. So yeah, it really depends on which part of the stack. But the base stack now is already available in 16, and we are some weeks ago of our first go live in 16, so it's there and stable.
How to manage stock quantity errors? For example, if the operator actually to pick 10 products on finally in reality there is only 8.
Yes.
How to manage?
Yeah. So I skip all the management of exception, but you can declare during the picking all problem you figure out. This will create an inventory correction and also plan to tell someone that you need to control this location or this product depending on what's the problem you figure out. Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah?
Do you have documentation, full documentation for the use of those modules?
There is no documentation, but there is some description of each module. So there is a lot of module, of course. The purpose is to be generate, to be able to use what is interesting you. So that we really try to make one module to address one problem. So like how I make my right process for shipping the goods. If I need to make products for the post, for example, or if I need to make products for deliver products for transporter, I'm not working the same way. And so yeah, each module we try at least to provide some description to some usage, but there is no overall explanation beside maybe do slides giving you a quick overview of the different pieces of the stack. And yeah, still like this one, for example, with the average daily sales, it's something you can also plug from the sales. And plenty of things can be pluggable to reach the right information. Okay.